Hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are fine and safe at your home. I am your teacher, Mrs. Urmila Naik, going to teach you OC subject. In this subject, this year you are having total 8 lessons. Out of that, I am going to start with the first lesson. The name of our first lesson is Principles of Management. In this lesson, you are going to learn about meaning, definition, nature and significance of principles of management. Along with that, you are going to learn about two management theories, that is Henry Fayol's administrative theory of management and F.W. Taylor's scientific management theory. Now, before beginning with the actual meaning of principles of management, we must know what do you mean by management. Now student, last year in 11th standard you have already studied about management. That is, the management is universal in nature. That means the management is everywhere. It is applicable in each and every organization, irrespective of size and nature of organization. Also, you have studied that without management, it is not possible to achieve any organizational goal. And that's why the importance of management is growing rapidly. Also, you have studied one definition given by Mary Parker Follett, that is, the management is an art of getting things done through others. Management is an art. It is an art of getting things done through others. Now, how we can get that things done through others? By dividing the work among the staff according to their skill, capabilities, knowledge, experience. By giving authority and responsibility. By maintaining discipline in the organization. Yes or no? So these are nothing but some of the principles of management. Now let us understand what is the meaning of principles. Now students, every individual or an organization has some or the other objectives. For example, you people are having must have objectives to secure good marks in your HSC examination. Businessmen are having objective of earning more and more profit, etc. etc. Now, for achieving that objectives, it is always important to use different systems or techniques. Now, some of these techniques are accepted universally. They are called as principles. So, principles are the general rules which can be applied to any situation or any condition. It provides guidelines to manager to take correct decision and to achieve organizational objectives. Now we are going to understand what is the definition of principles of management. Now student, definition must be as it is. So you have to by heart the definition as it is and you have to write it in the examination. First of all, I am going to read this definition and then I am going to explain. So let us start. Principle is defined as a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior or for a chain of reasoning. Now let us understand this definition. Now according to the above definition, principles are nothing but they are the basic statement of truth. They are the basic statement of truth which are developed through proper research and experiments and can be applied to any situation or any condition. So student, these are the basic statement of truth which are developed through proper research and experiments. Also, it is written that It serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior or for a chain of reasoning. It means that these principles can be used as a base of analysis. That means they can be used as the guidelines for managers in taking decisions and helps in understanding the results of the decision taken by managers. So understood the definition, students? Now we will move ahead with the nature of principles of management. In this topic we are going to learn about 7 points. So let us begin with the first point. First point is universal application. Principles of management are universal in nature. Now they are universal in nature means what? They are applicable everywhere in all types of organization, irrespective of the size and nature of the organization. Whether the organization is big or small or profit making or not profit making, principles of management are applicable to all kinds of organization. Similarly, they are applicable to all the levels of management. They are applicable to top level of management also, middle level of management also, and lower level of management also. Second point is general guidelines. Now, management principles provide general guidelines in handling any situation or any problem. They give guidelines to the managers about how to tackle a problem, how to find out the solution of a particular problem. But which management principles are to be applied depends upon the situation, size and nature of organization. For example, if we talk about fair remuneration, then the word fair differs from organization to organization because it depends upon the nature, size and financial condition of the organization. Now the third point is principles are formed by practice and experiments. Now the management principles are developed through research work. Our researchers have conducted so many research to form these management principles. After systematic observations and experiments, these principles are practiced in organization. And after that, the results of such experiments have been developed as principles. And that's why you can say that these principles are the statement of fundamental truth on which everyone can rely. Fourth point is flexibility. Now, management principles are flexible in nature. That means they can be changed or modified according to the situation. The situation in the organization may not remain same. It keeps on changing. Same way, managers need to be flexible while implementing the principles. For example, if we talk about principle of centralization, so it means concentration of power or authority in one hand or few hands. Now this centralization principle is applicable when the organization is working on small scale. But as the organization is growing or expanding or modernizing, at that time this principle of centralization becomes difficult to adopt. So at that time managers have to adopt decentralization of power and authority. That means they have to divide the work among different departments and they have to appoint different departmental heads. That is called as decentralization of power and authority. So that means Management principles are not rigid. They are flexible in nature. Next is behavioral in nature. Now, management is a group activity. It is done by a group and for a group. So, management aims at achieving certain goal through a group of human beings. That's why these principles of management are the principles of social science. They are not the absolute science like physics and chemistry, because they are related with human beings, and that's why these principles control a group of persons and direct them to achieve the desired objectives. Next point is cause and effect relationship. Management principles are base for taking any decision, with the help of which we can find out the cause or a reason for a particular effect. For example, payment of good wages and incentives helps in increasing the output of the workers. Now, in these examples, what is the effect? The effect is output of workers is increased. Now, why this output is increased? Because of the payment of good wages and incentives given to the workers. So, with the help of principles, we can understand the cause or reason for a particular effect. Next point is all principles are of equal importance. Now, all principles of management are equally important. No one principle is more important than the other, but all are to be practiced simultaneously to get the best result. If any specific principle is focused more and others are not followed with same focus, then it affects the working of the organization. That's why while practicing the principles, all the principles should be given equal importance and all the principles should be practiced simultaneously. So students, with the help of these points, we have understood the nature of principles of management. Thank you.